New information was released today relating to the YSL RICO case, where it states, Young Thug and YSL's RICO case is already on track to being by far Fulton County's most expensive trial ever, as well as one of the most expensive trials in history of the state of Georgia. For example, they have already spent over $26,000 on just printer ink. Now, the amount of paperwork being created has only risen since Gunna snitched on Young Thug, as out of 28 members that are currently in the RICO indictment, 13 of them have now become snitches, as Gunna has started a trend. As on December 14th in the YSL RICO case, everything would change in a massive way for Young Thug in his life after Gunna turned state and began snitching.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Now, once the footage of Gunna snitching was released, just 5 minutes in, it started trending worldwide on social media. This caused a massive concern for YSL kingpin Young Thug, who is now left to pick up the pieces while inside a jail alone. Once Young Thug was told the news of Gunna snitching, this was his reaction in the courtroom. Leave a like on the video if you're a fan of Young Thug. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Now, this also caused the entire YSL camp to turn against Gunna, as academics tweeted, YSL is having a beef on Instagram. Gunna came out and tried testing the water, claiming YSL the label, and even said free Young Thug. Everyone in YSL is looking at Gunna like, buddy, you're the reason that he's in there, as they all unfollowed him on Instagram right after, even Young Thug's sister as well. Now, this all began when Gunna, quote, tried testing the water. He would tweet on Twitter, rest in peace Lil Keed, I love you and I miss you twin, sharing love for late rapper Lil Keed, who was a part of YSL but sadly passed a week into Gunna's and Young Thug's arrest. He then later posted on his Instagram a picture at his at-home studio with a caption stating, people acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, free Young Thug and Yak. Now, this Instagram post got a lot of backlash from YSL members that are staying true to YSL. YSL King Mondo replied to Gunna on Instagram, I ain't gonna bite my tongue, baby boy. You don't need to be saying nothing about YSL or free Young Thug after what you said and did. You really got some nerve. And this even led to other rappers in the music industry reacting, such as Lil Durk, who previously was best friends with Gunna prior to his snitching video leaked. Academics shared a snippet of a new Lil Durk song. In the lyrics, Durk is heard saying, what happened to Virgil, he's probably gonna tell, referring to the collab song that he had with Gunna titled What Happened to Virgil, and throwing a sneak diss at him. And this even led to Lil Baby also making a surprise move, as academics tweeted, the streets are saying Lil Baby unfollowed Gunna today. Did y'all think the industry is giving Gunna too much of a hard time for being a truth teller or nah? Now, this is a huge move. As many of you know, Lil Baby, Gunna, and Young Thug have been a trio for many years, as Baby and Gunna were taught everything they know in the music industry by Young Thug while they were on the come up. But due to all of this mess, Gunna would now become silent on all social medias. As on March 20th, we saw tweets of Gunna seemingly responds to rumors about him potentially leaving YSL in a new song snippet. As in the song lyrics, he says, I heard the rumors saying I'm packing up and flying out. Ain't going nowhere, I'm staying here, gonna fight it out. responding to Young Thug, saying even though he snitched, he's gonna stay loyal, I believe, to YSL. I'm not really sure what he means, as nobody in YSL even wants him. As we saw Academics tweet, Gunna's lawyer put out another statement saying that Gunna ain't no truth teller, and he will not help put King Slime behind bars. Do y'all believe it? With this statement attached. Comment on article from Gunna's co-lead defense counsel Steve. After reading Miss Wick's outstanding, insightful article, I am obligated to say for the record one more time, Gunna has never been interviewed by or cooperated with law enforcement or prosecutors in the RICO case, nor has his attorneys proffered information on his behalf. What was said at his Alford plea hearing was solely to resolve his own case. It cannot be used by the prosecution against Young Thug or any other defendant. Now, in case you're unaware, Gunna technically did not snitch in the YSL RICO case. He actually snitched in a separate court case, but it also revolves around Young Thug. You see, Young Thug and Gunna were arrested a few months ago while driving in their vehicle. While they got pulled over by the feds, there was a firearm as well as narcotics inside of the vehicle. Well, Gunna said they aren't his, so if it's not his, this would obviously then land on Young Thug in the court's eyes, which is in the end just more charges against Young Thug in the end. But Gunna isn't the only YSL member trying to ruin Young Thug either, as YSL members have been snitching on him ever since day one of the case.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime, because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
Now, with allegedly 13 snitches now in the YSL case going against Young Thug, it's clear the prosecutors want him and only him. Now, this was actually proven when a YSL member tried setting up Young Thug in the courtroom. It's unknown if the prosecutors set up this YSL member or not to do this, but a YSL member tried slipping Young Thug something illegal inside of a courtroom in front of several security cameras, security guards, as well as a judge. As it was announced, my colleague Mark just obtained surveillance video that shows the moment prosecutors accuse Young Thug and his co-defendant Khalif Adams of conduring a hand-to-hand deal in the courtroom. As the Twitter thread continues, prosecutors say the surveillance shows Adams walking over to where Young Thug is seated with his attorney, and then he drops narcotics in his hand. A deputy then confronts Young Thug, and he turns over the item to authorities. When deputies searched Adams, they found him in possession of narcotics wrapped in plastic and food seasoning to conceal the odor. According to investigators, Adams was taken to Grady Hospital after he appeared to ingest other items of contraband in an effort to conceal the extent of his crime. Prosecutors filed a motion asking the court to make a finding of fact that court was delayed on January 18th, 2023 because of the actions of defendant Williams and defendant Adams. To the final tweet that states, Keith Adams, an attorney for Young Thug, responded to the allegations that his client was involved in the deal, with the audio of Young Thug's lawyers reacting to these allegations being released.
The reality is, Mr. Williams had nothing to do with what went on in the courtroom on yesterday. one of the co-defendants, on his way to the restroom, attempted to pass something to Mr. Williams, who immediately turned it over to the deputy.
He did not know it was allegedly Percocet?
Did not know. Well, we don't know what it is. Did not know what it was, turned it over to the deputy right away. The deputies took action. The individual who had the contraband, not Mr. Williams, was taken into the back.
And if this wasn't bad enough, Young Thug's life would only continue to get harder, as YSL Woody, a very famous snitch now in the YSL team, has just revealed everything. YSL Woody has just revealed that he's been a federal informant for the last few years, and he's also the main reason why the feds were able to solve 50 crimes made by YSL. As shared in a tweet by DJ Academics, this truth teller YSL Woody popped out on the gram last year after cooperating with the police for 3 hours in solving 50 crimes, telling on Young Thug, YFN Lucci, and others. Ironically, in his caption, he claims that he didn't cry or cooperate. Just as his tweet stated, before YSL Woody became a snitch, he would post this on his Instagram page. I sat in jail days, nights, months, and years without knowing my outcome. I didn't call on God, didn't cry, or cooperate. I started working and understanding myself, realizing who I am and what I'm worth. Jail gave me a time to think, grow, and understand. Only point I have to prove is showing my people that whatever we put our mind to, that we can do it. Stay away from bad energy, focus, and believe in yourself. Taking a photo alongside the YSL mansion that was owned by Young Thug.